Hello everyone, my name is Keshav Deshpande and the topic which I'll be explaining today is Apache Spark. Before moving towards what exactly is Apache Spark and knowing about its working, we'll first see what are the current systems which are used and what are the advantages and disadvantages of those systems. Okay, so we all know about big data and Hadoop. So we'll first see about the advantages of Hadoop. The first advantage of Hadoop is it can scale out data storage that can store any type of data. We all know Hadoop can store any type of data, that is structured, semi-structured, unstructured, and the number of clusters can be added and reduced as per your need. So the system can be scaled as per the need. So this is the basic primary advantage of Hadoop. The other big advantage of Hadoop is it has uh, it has developed a new processing and analysis framework. It is known as MapReduce. In MapReduce, mapper and reducer, these two are the main components. The input of mapper is given as the input to the reducer, and the output of reducer is the output of the whole program. So these are the two advantages of Hadoop. And what will be the drawbacks as such of Hadoop? The main drawback or the disadvantage of Hadoop is that uh, in MapReduce, if we want two or three more jobs to be done, one after the other, it becomes much more complex. It's a concept known as streaming or job chaining, in which it becomes much hard to do the MapReduce tasks. And the one who is not that good in Java or the coding as such, he finds it quite difficult to do such kind of code. So what happens is the one people who are not familiar with Java or not are very good at Java, they struggle while using Hadoop. So this is the basic problem of MapReduce. And the advantage which the Apache Spark has, Apache allows batch and real-time data processing workloads. So it has overcome the disadvantage of Hadoop. Now we'll see what exactly is Apache Spark. Apache Spark is data analytics cluster computing framework. As we all know, it works in cluster sort of format and can be used for data analytics. It is open source software. As it is developed by Apache, it is surely open source. It was originally developed in AMP lab in UC Berkeley. So the lab in which it was developed, its name is AMP lab. It fits into Hadoop open source community. So Apache Spark can be said as the successor of Hadoop. Not exactly successor, but it has surely overcome some drawbacks of Hadoop. So it surely fits in Hadoop open source community. It is built on top of Hadoop distributed file system. We all know about Hadoop distributed file system, HDFS. It was first Google file system, and then it was renamed Hadoop distributed file system. In Hadoop HDFS, any sort of data can be stored and any amount of data can be stored in a distributed environment. Uh, Again, the advantage or the disadvantage which it has overcome is that it is not tied to two-stage MapReduce paradigm. So what happens is the coding which we have to do in Hadoop is as such in two paradigms only, like map and reduce. There's no other options as such. We'll have to code ourselves, code our code in that framework only. So it is not compulsion that we should use MapReduce in Spark. So now we'll see performance of Apache Spark. It promises performance up to 100 times faster than Hadoop MapReduce for certain applications. We all know the current speeds or the current development or the progress which Hadoop has made in these days. But Apache Spark is for certain application promises 100 times faster speed. So we can just imagine how fast it must be or how developed it must be rather than Hadoop. It provides primitives for in-memory cluster computing. Each cluster can have some amount of memory, and that can be used while computing. In-memory cluster computing allows user programs to load data into a cluster's memory so that they can be queried repeatedly. Once the data is load on is not load, or it is present on the cluster, it can be queried repeatedly. So there's no overload of bringing data and again sending back the data. So this makes Spark well suited for machine learning algorithms. This is the basic requirement of machine learning algorithms. So it becomes much easy to use Spark in machine learning algorithms. Apache Spark became an Apache top-level project in February 2014. It was previously Apache Incubator project. So now we'll see what means who have contributed to Apache Spark. So Apache Spark has means it has received code contributions from large companies. So some companies among them are Yahoo and Intel. These people have contributed for the open source, Apache open source, and anyone who is willing to contribute can contribute to Apache Spark using their GitHub profile. So now we'll see in which language was Apache Spark written. Apache Spark was written in Scala language, Python, and Java. So as it is written in these three languages, coding on top of it using Scala, Python, and Java also becomes much more easier. So for a new user or user who is not that familiar with Java, because Java is quite complex as compared to Python, and so the one who is familiar with Python can easily code on top of Spark. It is available for Linux, Windows, and Mac, and it is available for user under Apache license too. So this is all about the Apache Spark. Thank you.